Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be responding to some bullshit from the American Thinker. And the title of this particular pile of shit is It's Worse Out There for Israel Than You Think. Which, Israel's worst enemy isn't Palestine, isn't Iran, isn't Saudi fucking Arabia, isn't the United States, isn't the UK. The worst enemy of Israel is fucking the Prime Minister of Israel. And the people who just don't give a shit about the Palestinians to their fucking, to their east, west, south, north. Doesn't fucking give a shit. Just Benjamin Netanyahu does not give a fuck about Palestinians, and it shows. And people who are fucking rational just go, what the fuck are you doing, Benji? What in the fuck are you doing? You're hurting Israel with this bullshit. Like, seriously. Fucking, to paraphrase that famous quote from Vince McMahon, Palestine didn't fuck Israel. Israel fucked Israel. Because it's like, the fucking Palestinians are doing this. Well, it's like, you're supposed to be the better fucking country. You're supposed to act fucking better. You're not supposed to drag yourself down to their fucking level. But you're doing demonstrably worse shit than the Palestinians could ever fucking do against you. The Palestinians live in fucking, in fucking rubble. You live in this developed fucking country, and we're supposed to feel fucking sympathy for Israel, whenever something bad fucking happens. But it's like, we're also supposed to give money to fucking Israel, even though Israel's supposed to be this big bad fucking country that can defend its fucking self. But we're supposed to give fucking money to this fucking country instead of giving money to the fucking Palestinians, which their infrastructure is shot to shit by the fucking Israelis. I'm fucking sorry. I feel no fucking sympathy for Israel as a country. I feel bad for the Israelis that get killed, in terrorist attacks. But at this fucking point, I don't give a shit about Israel. Because Israel just keeps fucking itself. It's like, why does fucking most of the Western world fucking hate us? Or why don't they come to our fucking aid? Could it be that you're killing fucking civilians and shit? And nobody wants to be fucking allied with you when you do shit like that? Just saying. Blowing up fucking hospitals, blowing up fucking schools, blowing up fucking police departments. Yeah. We're supposed to feel sympathy for fucking Israel when you do shit like that, Israel. Really? Okay. That's basically what the fucking Nazis did to Jews in the 40s, but let's just fucking, we're okay with it now, because it's not the fucking Nazis doing it, it's the fucking Jews doing it against fucking Palestinians, against the fucking people who lived there pre-fucking World War II, and who got fucking thrown out of their fucking land by the Western powers, and installed fucking Israel, and whose homes have been fucking decimated for fucking, 50 goddamn years. Who've had, their homes bulldozed so there could be fucking settlements built on this shit, but we're supposed to feel bad for fucking Israel. I don't fucking understand this shit. I honestly don't fucking understand it. Anyway, we're off on a fucking tangent. So the author for this is Mike Conrad. And the little blurb underneath this is, Chile, the shining star of South America, has been lost to the Palestinian cause. Which is innocent people getting fucking murdered by the Israelis with wanton disregard for human fucking life. It's like, oh, they sent a fucking unguided missile into some fucking, field that's not gonna reach fucking any city because the Iron fucking Dome, they fired from fucking some building. But instead of sending troops in to dismantle the fucking thing, let's just send a Hellfire rocket onto this fucking apartment block and kill people and, make people fucking homeless. Because that's what you would fucking do. If fucking America was doing this shit, people would be decrying it. If fucking Saudi Arabia was doing this shit, if Iran was doing this shit, if fucking Russia was doing this shit, and they're doing that shit in fucking Syria, people would be losing their fucking minds. As they should. But since it's fucking Israel, people just blah, 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 blah. People make fucking excuses. They have the right to defend themselves. Like, get the fuck out of here. You can say that fucking argument is pretty much the same shit that fucking Nazi Germany basically said when they were killing fucking Jews and non-Aryan people in fucking death camps. We're defending our fucking Aryan. That's what fucking people in the United fucking States say. That's what they fucking say when the blood and soil, when they say shit like that, you know? Those damn dirty Muslims and fucking Arabs and fucking Muslims. That's what, and fucking and Mexicans, you know? That's what fucking Donald Trump is fucking saying. With the shit like, oh, you know, they're sending rapists and drug dealers. You know? And painting the entirety of the fucking people who come from those South American countries and, you know, Central American countries, painting them all like that motherfucker, you know. And it's the same thing with the fucking Steinle bullshit. That's another fucking thing. So even though he's not getting away scot-fucking-free, he's not getting charged with murdering that fucking woman, presumably because the evidence said that he didn't actually mean to fucking kill the goddamn woman. It was an accidental fucking discharge. But, you know, let's paint all fucking illegal immigrants as if they're violent, even though a lot of them aren't violent because the fucking paperwork didn't get fucking sent through, or some other shit kept them from getting their fucking documents in goddamn order. That's why they're fucking illegal aliens. It's not because they recently just came over the fucking border. Let's just fucking lump all these motherfuckers together, you know. Sorry, I went off another fucking tangent. This just bothers the shit out of me. Like, it's so bad for Israel, despite the fact that they're a pretty good fucking... They have all these, you know, pharmaceutical companies in this. They make a shit ton of money. But... So, I'll leave a link to this shit if you want to go read it for yourself. But let's get to it. I'm going to try and stay on fucking target. A few decades ago, I remember a TV preacher who pointed out that once anyone left the United States, anti-Israel sentiment was rife. We in the United States had little idea of what was out there. He was right. The full extent of this installation is not appreciated by us Americans. We live under an envelope, as it were, aggravated by our usual monolingualism. I speak a little Spanish, with emphasis on the word little, but it's enough for me to step outside the envelope and to become aware of phenomena that most Americans are unaware of, which hold sway over hundreds of millions across the planet. One phenomenon is Club Deportivo Palestino, which is a Palestinian sports club, abbreviated CD Palestino, in the Santiago area of Chile. Is fucking Spanish even the language of Chile? I don't know. The soccer team was founded in 1920 among members of the Palestinian community in Chile at the time. By the 1950s, it had turned professional and is now headquartered in a municipal stadium in a suburb of Santiago, Chile's capital. It has won some national championships and played in international tournaments, but overall its record has been mediocre at best. Chile's version of the San Diego Padres. You couldn't even go with the fucking soccer team. You couldn't even like go say like an international soccer team, you know, Tottenham Hotspur, you know, Atletico Madrid, anything, Paris Saint-Germain, you know, any fucking, just any. You couldn't have picked any fucking like Man City, Manchester United. You couldn't pull any of those fucking teams out of your ass, or just choose any of the fucking American soccer teams that don't compete internationally because they're so goddamn awful. Yet it is this team which wins international headlines. Why? Because the team has totally identified itself with the Palestinian cause, which is, you know, the cause of, hey, Israel's bombing the shit out of places that they shouldn't have any right to fucking blow up, and we're fucking homeless, and we're fucking dying of hunger and starvation, you know, and fucking dehydration, and, you know, we're dying because medical fucking supplies aren't getting into Israel because of the fucking embargo that Israel has fucking had. You know, it's like our hospitals are getting fucking bombed the shit out of by Israel, and I'm pretty sure that's a violation of the fucking, the Geneva fucking conventions. Maybe we should fucking drag Benjamin Netanyahu in front of the fucking Hague. I'm not even sure he may have signed that shit, but we should hold these motherfuckers to a higher goddamn standard. They're supposed to be a fucking ally. Like, we're shitting on fucking... Well, I guess under Trump, we're friendly with fucking Assad, which blows my fucking mind. He's gassing his fucking people, using white phosphorus and killing motherfuckers. You know? We're friends with fucking Russia, who's killing fucking people, and he's killing innocent fucking civilians along with rebels in fucking Syria. And we're friends with fucking Vladimir Putin. We're friends with fucking Bashar al-Assad. So, you know, or Bashir al-Assad, I don't give a shit. Whatever, the fucking cockstain who's gassing his own fucking people. And he's like, oh, we're not doing it. Here's this evidence that you are doing it. We're not fucking doing it. The Palestinians in Chile are rather prosperous and overrepresented in the halls of power. They trace their roots in Chile to the end of the 19th century. Central Chile has a Mediterranean climate much like the land they left. Which, to me, is like, Palestine's not a fucking country. Like, Israel will constantly say that shit. It's not a fucking country. We don't accept Palestine's a fucking country. But you're, like, you are sucking Israel's cock in this piece. And, you know, it's like, they trace their back to the fucking 18 goddamn hundreds. Fucking Palestine isn't a fucking country. Just a bunch of Jordanians or whatever the fuck was in the area when, you know, Israel was fucking founded or whatever. That's why we should have all of Palestine to fucking Israel. Like, that's the justification that you hear from these cocksuckers. You know, not like, oh, we can't go back to 1967 fucking borders. We need defensible fucking borders. You're a modern fucking country. You have drones, you have fucking tanks, you have fucking jets, you have fucking mortars. But you need, like, natural fucking borders, apparently. Apparently. You know. You need defensible fucking borders against a fucking group of people that don't have a pot or fucking hold a shit in. You know, you're fucking... that's again, you need defensible land borders against a country where, like, you have fucking huge fucking brick and mortar fucking walls. The apartheid fucking walls surrounding fucking Palestine, but you need defensible fucking... What the fuck? Ah. Because the Mediterranean climate much like the land they left. So the Christians of Bethlehem, Beit Jela, Beit Sahur, and Beit Safafa, now on the eastern side of Jerusalem, started moving to Chile. These Christians were fleeing the predations of the Muslim Turks. They did not want their sons drafted into a Muslim army. But a fucking Israeli army, ooh, you know, fucking Muslim army, but can't trust the Muslims. Though initially subjected to prejudice in Chile, within 2 generations they had become rich and powerful enough to dissuade the Chilean government from voting for partition of Palestine to create a Jewish state in 1947. Since then, their power has also increased, and the soccer team they formed in 1920, CD Palestinio, had become a lightning rod to focus anti-Zionism throughout South America. Ignoring all the fucking Nazis that fled to fucking, like, Argentina and Argentina, and fucking Brazil and shit like that. Also, like, I love this shit. It's anti-Zionism. It's not anti-asshole, you know, it's like, we're not like, Israel can be a fucking country, just don't treat the Palestinians like shit. Apparently it's such a fucking hard concept, you know. It's like, oh, the fucking Israelis have fucking offered peace to the fucking Palestinians. Yeah, but were those real fucking offers of peace? That's a fucking question you guys gotta fucking ask yourselves. 3 years ago, controversy erupted when their team rolled out a jersey where the number 1 was replaced by a map of Palestine, which erased all of Israel. Only when Chile's Jews complained was the team forced to stop wearing the jersey. But you can still buy the offending shirt on their official website. Click here. Members of the team visit the contested areas, and the whole team has recently made a visit to the Mideast to the Palestinian area. Needless to say, the team has a strong following not only among Palestinians, but across the Arab world in general. Which is saying something given all the fucking soccer teams, you know, that are in the Middle fucking East. Recently, the team has engaged in a project to which anyone can donate, where they will collect soil from the regions of Palestine and use it for their soccer field as a symbol of their support for Palestine. Show solidarity with fucking. Let's take some soil from fucking Palestine and, you know, put it in our field in fucking Chile. CD Palestinio originally made these videos in English, Spanish, and Arabic to collect donations. The Arabic video was later taken down. Yes, you heard that right. English. Because people like football has become somewhat of an international spectacle as well as a sports team. So now they publish in English for maximum effect. The more surprising is that these Palestinian Chileans are 99% Christian, a mix of Roman Catholic and Antiochian Orthodox Christian. Yet the CD Palestinio English language page displays a picture of the Muslim Dome of the Rock. Presumably because Palestine is also, like, it's an iconic fucking, the whole thing, it's in Palestine, you know, Dome of the Rock. And now, given their Christian identity, one wonders why they have embraced Islamic symbols, especially since the ancestors of most Palestinian Chileans fled Muslim tyranny. But the effect is not limited to sports, and I noticed Palestinian Chileans using Islamic imagery everywhere, which apparently is what? Just like Arabic, like, structures and shit? I was like, okay, this is just like a building in an Arabic style, which fucking whatever. At games, their fans shoot off flares in the green, black, white, and red colors of the Palestinian flag. Some fans have even embraced the Intifada. I'm sure those fans are not well liked by everybody fucking else. And I was like, oh, they're the fucking CD Palestinio. Well, how dare they use the green, black, and white, and red colors of the Palestinian flag? Like, it's Palestine's in the fucking name of the goddamn soccer team. The elites of Chile bow down to the Arab cause. The whole. How dare they fucking do that? Check out this journey of Chilean politicians and their visit to the contested areas. Note, Camila Vallejo was leader of the Chilean students' protest of 2011. At 20 seconds, they present Palestinian spokeswoman Hanan Ashwari with one of the infamous Palestinio t-shirts. Forgive my weak Spanish. I could only translate the titles at the beginning and end. You can literally find people on fucking the internet who's like, oh, or put it into a fucking. I'm sure there's like, you put in the audio into a translation program and it would tell you what the fuck it said, or a rough translation. There's something like this in America. Little kids in Chile root for Palestinio, as can be seen here, where youngsters field official CD Palestinio shirts and say, Tino Tino Palestinio. This has infected the whole country. The only equivalent might be the influence of pro-Israel groups in the USA. Which, yeah, because again, fucking Israel, this big bad fucking country, you know, all this, it has these big bad fucking missiles and shit and means of death. But it needs to be supported by fucking America. Makes no fucking sense to me. Palestinian community is to Chile what the Jewish community is to the US. Gabriel Zalesnik, the then president of Chile's Jewish Federation. But the difference is that pro-Israel lobbies also draw support from an American base, evangelical Christians and Jews. Those Christians and Jews that maybe don't like Arabs or Muslims. Chileans, Palestinians have foisted this on a Latin people with no reason to support an Arab cause and every reason to reject it. It is unnatural but pervasive. It's unnatural that people who are descended from people who fled fucking Palestine, you know, to hold up the, you know, it's like, oh, these people who, you know, are descended from people who fled persecution, see persecution in modern-day Palestine via the fucking Israelis, and they're showing solidarity, you know. The Jewish community of Chile filed a legal complaint on Friday over alleged violent anti-Semitism at a soccer match on June 8th between the Estadio Israelita Maccabi team and Club Palestinio as part of the amateur Superliga. The referees reported that they were also attacked and that a Palestinian fan came onto the pitch brandishing a Palestinian flag, which he shoved in an injured Jewish player's face, yelling, "This is a flag, not like yours. Clean my ass with yours. We're gonna kill you, fucking Jew." Not the greatest fucking thing. Several days after the match, graffiti was found on the walls of Club Palestinian with the words, "Arab terrorists. Palestinians don't exist in Am Yisrael Chai," next to a Star of David. So, asshole Palestinio fan, asshole Israelio, whatever the fuck, Israelita fan. You know, so it's like, Yeah, It seems like assholes are on both sides of this fucking clusterfuck. To be fair, there's an Israeli team, Qatar, which has been known for its violent Jewish supremacism. But Sidi Palestino has become a worldwide phenomenon beyond Chile. Chile, which is the shining star of South America, has been lost to the Palestinian cause. But it's fine to have a fucking Israeli team, and they're Jewish supremacism. It's fine with that shit. But it can't be a fucking group that maybe isn't so pro fucking Israel and fucking Chile. Ooh. Americans have no clue about what is happening in South America, or they just don't give a shit. I mean, that's a possibility. With the exception of Brazil, which has a very strong evangelical movement, the rest of South America may be on the same track. America's disdain for mixing sports and politics, along with its disdain for soccer, has insulted us from some other astounding news. I'm assuming that's supposed to be insulated, not insulted. And yeah, people don't like fucking football in America. They love American football. They love gridiron, but they don't like international football. Even though it's way better fucking sport. Takes more skill and takes more fucking athleticism. In Scotland, fans of the Celtic soccer team hounded fans of a visiting Israeli team and created a scandal when they raised Palestinian flags during a match between the Celts and Israel's Hapoel Be'er Sheva. When the team was fined by UEFA, the Union of European Football Association, the fans defiantly matched the fine by crowdfunding, and with the surplus, raised money for Palestinian causes. So basically, what happened is Scottish people were like, "Yay, Palestinians!" And when they got told, by UEFA, they were like, "All right, well, fucking, you'll pay the fine." And any more we get, we'll just give to the Palestinian fucking people. Scottish Parliament discusses recognition of Palestinian state. That's from 2015, Times of Israel. Some might say the Celtic fans are from an ethnic Irish Catholic background in Scotland and not a true barometer of general Scottish feeling. But how do you explain a Palestinian flag flying over Glasgow City Hall, then, or the show of Palestinian solidarity from the Scottish National Party, or the display of Palestinian support in Edinburgh when another Israeli team visited? This insanity isn't just Hibernian. The Caledonians are in on it as well. And, it's totally not because Israel's been a cocksucker to fucking people they don't like. And people have just gone, this is kind of fucked up. What should astound everyone is that the Palestinians released a thank you video for Celtic fans' defiance. The blonde at 33 seconds with the Scottish burr is cute. Am I allowed to say that anymore? I doubt she is an Arab, though it looks like the child she is carrying might be half Arab, because that really matters. William Wallace must be rolling over in his grave. Who gives a shit? William Wallace has been dead for hundreds of fucking years at this point, so... Of course, in 2009, Spain had a minor scandal when an Israeli basketball team was greeted with Palestinian flags. This protest during one of the Gaza wars is from the Netherlands. Many of the protesters may be Muslims, but a lot of this crowd is native European, which apparently you can't be a native European and a Muslim, which is bullshit. Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, he was born in England, raised in England. From France again, much of this crowd is native French. Again, native French. Apparently you can't be Arab and native French. Like, you can't be of Arab extraction or anything and be native fucking French or native English or native European. This is from England, where they call for the eradication of Israel. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. There are a lot of Saxons mixed in with the Muslims. Again, who gives a shit? Like, it seems the envelope ends at the 49th parallel. America has pro-Palestinian protests too, but as a rule, they are minuscule compared to Europe, and not indicative of general American opinion. It's because, for whatever reason, we have a fucking hard-on for Israel. We've had it probably since we fucking helped instill that fucking country in the fucking Middle East. So, yeah, it's probably why we have such a vested fucking interest. Which I find to be dumb as shit, but... Again, we're supposed to support fucking Israel, even though they're this separate fucking country. Yeah, it's like, and when we hold Israel to a higher fucking standard, the same standard that we fucking have to fall, live by. Oh, it's anti-Semitism. It's anti-fucking Zionist. It's like, no, they're being assholes to the fucking Palestinian people. What the fuck? I do not mind criticism of Israel, even though you just fucking you spent how many fucking hundreds of words saying that you do fucking don't like. You fucking hate criticism of Israel. I've made strong criticism myself. What distinguishes the European and Chilean varieties is that they often call for the eradication of Israel, and that is where I draw the line. Whatever, even though you said that you don't fucking speak Spanish, but you know what all these fucking, Spanish, Chileans, what they're fucking saying. Whatever one feels about Israel's policies, Israel does have a right to exist. The preacher was right. Outside of America, the worldview is very hostile to Israel. Gee, I wonder fucking why it's so fucking virulently anti-fucking Israel. It's not anti-Jew, it's not anti-Israelite, it's anti-fucking Israel. Because Israel's run by Benjamin Netanyahu, and it's been run by other dick stains who have been just willfully fucking ignorant of the, like, we gave them a fucking chance at, peace. They want us to go back to 1967 borders. Like, that's so fucking hard, Like, they don't want us to build any more fucking settlements. We can't stop fucking building the settlements because we're fucking dickheads. Like, Israel's just being a fucking asshole. Seriously. There was more of a fucking... When fucking Russia did the shit with Crimea and fucking Ukraine, people lost their fucking mind. But when fucking Israel does this shit to Palestinians, everyone in America doesn't fucking bat a goddamn eyelash. It's like, what the fuck? It's bad when fucking Russia does, but it's not bad when fucking Israel does it. The fuck? It's just... does my fucking head in. And like, I love this shit. I love this shit too. Like, Mike Conrad is the pen name of an American who wishes he had availed himself more fully of the opportunity to learn Spanish better in high school, lo those many decades ago. He runs a website about the Arabs in South America at latinarabia.com, which he just said he doesn't fucking speak Spanish that well. And I think he said he doesn't fucking speak Arabic well. So why the absolute fuck is he running his fucking mouth? Why? He can't speak two languages that are fucking a part of this shit. Why the fuck is he running his fucking mouth? It makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. And to this whole, like, you're fucking racist. Like, and I'm sure people are like, Muslim isn't a race. But when you say, Muslims, but it's not a lot is, many of the protesters may be Muslims, but a lot of the crowd is Native European. When you say shit like they may be Muslims, but there are a lot of Native Europeans or Native French or Native English, you're making a racial statement based on a fucking religious group. You're being a bigoted sack of shit. Regardless. Doesn't fucking matter. I was like, Muslim's not a race, but you're acting like it is a fucking race. Because when you say Muslim, what the fuck do you think? Do you think, a ginger fucking Muslim because those motherfuckers exist? Do you think white Muslims because those motherfuckers exist? No, you think of brown-skinned fucking people. You don't think of fucking someone like me. You don't think of someone like... It's just like... Anyway, ta-ta, everybody. Have a wonderful fucking day.